What's good, guys? It's Alissa back with another video, and this time I'm going to be reviewing Euphoria, the season finale. Now look, I just now kind of got hip to the whole Euphoria thing because, you know, I wanted to watch it, but it took me forever to. So I literally started watching the show at around season 5 and then I started catching up. But this show is literally the best thing that has happened to me. Like, I have some notes down so that I don't miss any points. Like, I wish that I would have been keeping up and that I could have been putting videos out as the episodes were going on, but we're here now. So I'm just gonna do a quick review from what I can remember that happened in the episode, because to start off, I just want to say that it was a bit confusing for me to understand the timeline that things were going on, because they did like go back and forth a lot with like the dance and stuff that happened, which I understand, like storytelling, and you know, I like when shows do things like that where they kind of touch on what happened in the past while things are going on now, but it just got a bit confusing for me. So that was my first thing about the episode. Overall, it was a good episode, but I'm going to give my overall opinion on the episode after I touch on these points. So my first thing, when they were like showing what actually happened with Rue's dad, that was pretty crazy to me. The fact that her dad died in that house, in that bed, and like they still are living there, and if I'm not mistaken, that looks like Rue's room now. I could be wrong, but it was right at the end of the hall and they were taking the body out. But I was like, the mom is sitting in there crying. I was like, they need to move. Too much is going on here. Too much chaos, too much drama. Like, they need to move out of that house, sage it or something, but too much negative energy going on in that house. And then we get to the dance. So the episode's going on. Well, I'm sure that this happened before the dance. So this video is probably going to be all over the place because I'm trying to get a grasp on things. And let me know you guys' thoughts in the comments too, because I'm sure I'm going to leave some stuff out because I was confused watching this last night, trying to stay focused on what the heck is happening and when this stuff happened and why. So the dance. Look, I'm so sick of Maddy and Nate. I'm so sick of their relationship drama. Like, they just need to stop dating each other. Like, I get it. I understand, you know, it is a dysfunctional relationship and nothing in Euphoria is functional. Like, nothing. Not the drug addicts, not the relationships, not the marriages, not even the drunks. Like, nothing. Yeah, their relationship needs to come to an end. I'm sick of them going back and forth. I mean, I think that Maddy's starting to come into grips with the fact that it is unhealthy, which is sad that it took, you know, the tape that I think that she saw, which I think it was the Jules tape. Correct me if I'm wrong, but let me know what you guys think. I swear to God, it's the Jules tape. I know it is. So I was a little bit confused when they went to that scene where Maddy and Nate were in the room together, and then Nate's dad was talking to Maddy on the stairs, and she was like, your whole family's weird. I was confused as to what timeline that was, but now I see that happened in the past, and I think she watched the tape and then went to hang out with Nate. So all that. Anyway, can we just talk about how freaking funky that was for Nate to be grabbing that girl's butt at the dance? Like, Maddy should not have been threatened or fazed by that in the slightest, because that was like, it stinks in here. It stinks in this whole dance. Something smells like raw chicken in here. Anyway, I love that Rue got to confront Nate at the dance about the situation that happened, the situations that have been happening. Like, she doesn't have anything to lose. Well, she does have something to lose, but you know, she has completely like lived the life of a freaking 40-year-old person so far, and you know, she's only, I'm saying 17, and she's a junior in high school, so it's not much that Nate could do to her that will affect her as much as she could affect herself or has already. So I think that's what she was getting at, talking to Nate. And he's so manipulative. Like, oh my God, Nate is so manipulative, like telling her she's beautiful, like, okay, next, as I said, like, mess with me and Jules again, it's gonna be a problem. Like, he just had me so mad and so hot. Speaking of Jules, Jules is so bad for Rue. Like, in the beginning, it was cute. And, you know, we just got to meet Jules. She was the pretty new girl on the block. But now I see that, you know, Jules is just like, she's so non-committal that it's so annoying. She fell in love with Tyler, a guy she didn't even know, through the internet. For one, she was being catfished because it was really Nate. And then Rue has been liking her since day one, since the first time she laid eyes on her rolling down her bike in the street. And Rue is right here. She even tried to kiss her, but, you know, Rue was going through a lot at the moment. So, of course, that was kind of weird for her to do. And so she kind of backed off from Jules, but then she apologized for it. But it's like, Jules, you know how she feels. And then you go off and you leave with your old friends. And then now you're in love with Anna. Like, I'm confused. She's confused, not me. She's confusing me. And it's just, it sucks for Rue because she really is like in love with her. And she's kind of like her drug in a way, which isn't good. So maybe Jules isn't good for Rue in that sense, because she did save her and help her out of a bad situation. But, you know, no one should ever have that much impact on you in a way. Like, no, you should never be that much to a person. For Jules, I would say, like, you know, that's good for her to not be as involved. Like, it's good to be a lending shoulder, or what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's good to be helpful, and, you know, of course, you want to help your friend, but at the same time, those are other people's problems that you don't have to take on for yourself. So for her to help her with that, that was pretty good. So then also at the dance, we got to see a bit of what happened with Cassie and her pregnancy. And that was pretty interesting to see. And of course, 𝗘𝗑, who's the most useless character in the show, like, write him out because he's so useless. Like, I would love for them to touch on 𝗘𝗑 in a more, because he is like the only black character other than Rue. So like they could touch on his black story a little bit more, or just his life as an athlete a little bit more. But he's like such a useless character that it's like you don't really want to know what's going on with him. Like, he should just stick to being like Cassie's baby daddy or something. Like, not like that, but like, you know, write him as a side character and don't try to make him seem like he is like this main character that we need, when he feels like a side character, but he's trying to be written as a main character. And it just gets confusing because it's a big cast and there's a lot of stories that are being told. So it's like, I don't want to get confused and I don't want to take on any new information that's unnecessary. But, you know, Kat, she's an interesting character because I love her story, because it's like a story of, you know, coming into yourself and realizing that you're the baddest and no one can tell you anything. And the audacity of Maddy telling her, like, I miss the old Kat. Like, oh, you miss the non-confident, never speaking up for myself Kat? Okay. Irrelevant. And it was weird that everyone was sitting at that table together, because I was like, they like never talk to each other at school, so why are they talking to each other now? It was weird. But then I realized that Kat's friends with Jules, and Jules is friends with Rue. Rue's friends with Lexi. Lexi's sisters with Cassie. Cassie's friends with Maddy and Kat and that other girl. Okay, speaking of other useless characters, that other girl was completely useless. She hasn't been in any more episodes, and she's just a little side character that has sassy remarks. If they wrote 𝗘𝗑 like that, then I would forget about 𝗘𝗑 and I wouldn't care about 𝗘𝗑. Anyway, enough about 𝗘𝗑. Let's talk about Fez. Look, on episode 6, when he got raided and Nate called the cops on him when he needs to be calling the cops on himself. Hello, 911. I would like to report a crime. Nate, whatever his last name is, like, he's the crime, period. Like, his whole existence is a crime. Hope he seeks help, but his existence is a crime. I really wanted them to touch on the Fez situation more, and like when he got raided, because how did he not get in trouble? He said they didn't find anything. He did say that, but yeah, I just wish they would have touched on that a little bit more, because that's where they left the last episode on a huge cliffhanger like that. And then we jump right into like this dance, and it was just sad to see that Fez was so deep into this, you know, drug dealing stuff that he had to go and rob somebody. He had to beat somebody up. Hopefully that man is not dead, because he beat him up in front of his child. Yeah, but you know, I really hope that nothing happens to Fez in the next season. Like, my heart I'm scared. I don't know what they're gonna give us in the next season. I don't know if they've even started filming, but it was confirmed that we are getting a season 2. And I just want to talk about also the situation where they showed in the past with Rue's mom, and I think that was had to be after her dad died, but like how her mom was like going up on her, like that was like, oh my god, like Black parents really are not equipped for children or family members with mental illness. Like they spent generations of prayer being the answer, that they do not know how to handle people when they're having manic episodes, and like your child has anxiety, your child has OCD, your child is bipolar. Her mom didn't know what to do, but at the same time she was doing her best, so I applaud her for that, and she does want the best for her daughter, of course. And then by the end of the episode, when Rue is just like, we should run away, I was like, oh my god, like girl, here you go. And then they decide that they want to run away, but then Rue starts having second thoughts, and Jules wants to keep going. Like as soon as Rue would have said, I love my meds, I'm like, okay, well, let's turn around. Like even though it was already a bad idea, like any sign, any first hint of something's going wrong, I'd have been like, oh yeah, come on, let's just turn around, this is a bad idea, you're right. But she's like, no, let's keep going. I was like, really? Like I think that's what confirmed to me that Jules is like trash. Like I love Jules, but as a significant other to Rue, not the best idea. And then she goes on the train, she's literally having a panic attack, and she's like, oh, I love you, and kisses her hand. Like, girl, manipulation 101. That just really threw me off. I was like, okay, Jules, it's official, you're trash. And then in the freaking bathroom when she's like, kiss me like you don't have to ask or something, or whatever she said, like I was like, she really wants Rue to be Anna. Like she dresses her up as some femme, and that's definitely what Rue is not. And like she really wants her to be something that, I don't know, like I really want to dig into what Jules' problem is, but you know, that ain't my business. You know, and it really sucks that at the end of the episode she relapsed. And I mean, of course we all saw that coming, because it would not be Euphoria if she did not relapse, all right? I don't think that she really intended on being sober. Like maybe she did, but it's her escape, like that's her scapegoat, is drugs. I don't even know where she got the drugs from. Like, so she just had this in her back pocket the whole time, just waiting on something to go wrong, and sniff some coke, and then turns out she was wearing her daddy's sweater. All right, let's talk about that little musical number at the end. Look, if I wasn't confused enough, this part had me even more confused. It was a good song, it was a good performance, but that completely threw me off. Like that time that they spent doing a little musical number, they could have spent explaining some more stuff that we're confused on with this season. Great season overall though. However, I do feel like they were playing it safe for this finale, because it is season 1 and shows don't really get renewed, so you have to see where you are. So it's like, you know, let's play it safe with this finale, let's not do too much, leave people wanting more, and then we get canceled. You feel me? I don't know what could be like, what's not clicking that they didn't expect it for this show to be like amazing. Like it's Zendaya, we're gonna watch Zendaya, but then the whole cast, like give Nate his awards, give Zendaya her awards. It was just amazing. The acting in that episode was freaking phenomenal. Overall, I would say that this episode was not as strong as the previous episodes, because if this same format for this finale was used for like the last 3 episodes, I think that people would have started falling off with it, because, you know, it wasn't as strong as the other episodes were, where they were really touching on the characters and the stories and things like that. It was nice that they wrapped everything up in a nice little ball. However, the timeline did get a bit confusing for me. But I mean, I don't have really anything to complain about this episode, to be honest. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If I miss anything, like I really want to talk about this show, because I really could have been like putting episodes out as they went on, but I literally just started watching this show at around episode 5. Please don't come for me, because I was procrastinating on watching this show, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I had to watch the episode, get it out the way, and do this review. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. And let me know what you guys think about this season finale. Let me know what you guys think about the show overall in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.